Alex wakes up in his day. He feels distressed, he feels anxiety, and he feels worried. He feels drained even though the day just started. He gets up in the morning, he prepares for school, he goes to school, and he feels like every one of the kids is talking about him. He feels like this kid's talking about him, he feels this is talking about him. He feels so bad. He feels like trash, like actual trash. And then he goes home in his day, and then he feels depressed and he loads in his own sadness. That's not a way to live. Now Ibrahim walks about his day being conscious of God 24/7. Everything he does is for God. Everything he does, he knows. Even if it's bad, God did it to him because he knows that it will make him a better person, even in the darkest times. Now, what's his most beloved thing? The most cherished thing? His son. And then God asked him to sacrifice it, and he was willing to, but God replaced it, and his son wasn't killed. So basically, from that story, what is the lesson of that story? The lesson of the story is to trust in Allah's plan, to trust in Allah's plan, Qadr. Because when you trust in God's plan, you will reach the end of that tunnel, no matter how dark that tunnel is. If you look about your life, darkest times of your life, everything, there was always sunshine. There was always sunshine at the end of the tunnel, right? And you must realize, no matter how dark the time is, you fail a test, you broke your leg, you lost a family member, you're very poor, broke, you lost all your money, whatever it may be, trust in God's plan. Because if you do that, you're gonna have an advantage, or I don't want to say like advantage, but you're gonna have like a better living quality than the rest of the world. Because the rest of the world, they're stressing, right? They're stressing about these small, minute things. Oh, there's a little red stain on my new shirt, and now people are gonna talk about it. If God willed for your new shirt to be ruined, he made it ruined. The best thing is to accept it, because we cannot change what happened, but we can change how we perceive things or how we react to things, right? And basically, the implementation for this video is basically to remind yourself that everything, every single thing, no matter how bad it is, right, is to remember God's predestination. That everything that happened to you is predestined. So, insecurity of mine that I really have, a big insecurity ever since I was, a little kid, is I was short. And basically, people would make fun of me for it, and I would sometimes feel sad about it, cry about it, whatever it may be, like hating my genetics. And basically, I was really pissed that I was short. But when I started to become more religious, when I started to get closer to God, that's when I realized something, that maybe God made me short for a reason. And once you start to have like that kind of understanding in life, it makes your character a much better person. Like if you think about a character, like what character do you want to like watch? Like what's more interesting? A person who's like faithful and like they trust and they have that confidence in God, versus a person who's like doesn't have that much confidence, it's always stressing and worrying. It's gonna be very like suspenseful, but like at the end of the day, it's gonna end up into like chaotic, because it's gonna be like disorganized and stuff like that. So basically, that's again the lesson for this video is just gonna be to have the remembrance that every single thing that you go through about your day, it's through God's plan. And it's gonna be hard, but if you just keep remembering that and instilling it inside of your mind, like kind of like an affirmation, if you instill it inside of your mind, what's gonna end up happening is you're gonna be more stoic. And if you don't know the meaning of stoic is just basically you're gonna be a more logical person. You're gonna act in a more logical way than in an emotional way. And number two, you're gonna be a much more, what is this word called, like less emotional person. And that's enough for me. Improve life and be the best possible I can be. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.